Then the sound in the field changed. Footsteps moved through the grain. The workers straightened. The owner had arrived. He was a man accustomed to respect. Ruth felt it before she saw him. For the first time that morning, she paused, not in fear, but in uncertainty. She was a stranger in his field, and he was walking toward her. The story of how she came to this field began much earlier.
For where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God.
Naomi saw this was not impulse, it was decision, so she said nothing more, and they walked together toward Bethlehem. But returning home did not mean their troubles were over. They arrived Bethlehem at the beginning of barley harvest. News of their arrival quickly spread, and the women of the town gathered. "Is this Naomi?" But Naomi answered, "Do not call me Naomi, call me Mara, for the Almighty has dealt bitterly with me. I went full, but see, I have returned empty." They entered Naomi's old house. Time had not been kind to it. Ruth picked up a broom. It was time to begin again. The following morning, Ruth arose early. She had to fend for herself and Naomi, who was now too old to work. It was the custom of the land, and the law of the Lord, that farmers should not gather every stalk. Some of the harvest was to be left behind for the poor, the orphan, and the foreigner. It was with this hope that Ruth stepped into the first field she found. She bent low and began to gather what others had left behind. The workers noticed a Moabite woman, alone. She felt the weight of their glances, but she did not lift her head. She kept working. Then the sound changed. Footsteps moved through the grain. The workers straightened. The owner had arrived. He was a man accustomed to respect. Ruth felt it before she saw him. For the first time that morning, she paused, not in fear, but in uncertainty. She was a stranger in his field, and he was walking toward her.
The Lord be with you.
The Lord bless you.
He scans the field. His eyes rest on her.
Whose young woman is this?
She is the Moabite who returned with Naomi from Moab. She has been working since morning.
He stops near her.
Listen, my daughter, do not go and glean in another field. Stay here. I have told the men not to touch you. When you are thirsty, drink from what they draw.
Why have I found such favor in your eyes? I am a foreigner.
I have been told all that you have done for Naomi, how you left your father and mother and came to a people you did not know. May the Lord repay you. May you find refuge under his wings.
I hope I continue to find favor in your sight, sir. Boaz nods gently and turns away. Later, he turns to the overseer.
You show unusual kindness to strangers.
We were strangers once. The Lord made room for us. Let her glean even among the sheaves. Do not reproach her. Pull out some barley from the bundles and drop them on purpose for her to pick up. Don't give her a hard time.
The sun dipped low as Ruth gathered the last of the grain. Her hands were sore, her shawl heavy. She walked back home, tired but with the faintest smile on her face. Barley filled her arms. Naomi looked up, tired, unmoving at first. Then her eyes widened. This was not the handful of leftovers she had expected. It was an ephah, enough for days. "Where did you glean today?" Ruth set the grain down in the field of a man named Boaz. The name settled. Naomi froze. Her expression shifted. She spoke. May he be blessed by the Lord, whose kindness has not forsaken the living or the dead. That man is a close relative of ours, one of our redeemers. The word lingered. Redeemer. Naomi's eyes were no longer empty, for a little hope had begun to be awakened. The very next morning, Ruth returned to the field of Boaz. The sun had barely risen. The rows were long, the work familiar. She bent low and began again. Boaz arrived later, as he always did. He greeted his workers, and as the morning wore on, he noticed her among them. At midday, when the workers gathered to eat, Ruth lingered at a distance. Boaz saw her.
Come here, eat some bread.
She hesitated only a moment before stepping forward. He made room for her among the others. He passed her roasted grain. Ruth accepted it with both hands. Thank you, sir. She ate until she was satisfied, and there was some left over, which she kept to take home to Naomi. And so, day after day she worked. And Boaz watched, not as a master watching a servant, but as a man who could not help but admire both her strength and her gentleness. His protection did not lessen, and neither did his attention. Evening after evening, she came home with grain. Naomi was grateful. The jars were no longer empty, the floor no longer bare. But Naomi understood something else. The harvest would not last forever. The fields would quiet. And when the season ended, so might Ruth's daily nearness to Boaz. She knew time was short. If something was to be done, it must be done soon. One evening, when the air had cooled and the grain had been gathered, Naomi spoke. My daughter, should I not seek rest for you, that it may be well with you? The house is dim. Naomi finishes speaking. All that you say I will do. Naomi nodded. The plan they were about to execute was dangerous.